Okay, hello guys. This is Hannah from Expand Your English Skills. Today, we're gonna speak about a very important grammar rule. However, it's very simple, but you are going to use it in the coming academic years, and you have to know it perfectly. So wait when I share screen and we will start our lesson. Okay, just 1 minute. Yes, here we go. So now I think you are seeing this. Yes, perfect. Yes, perfect. And this is present perfect tense. So I want first every one of you to tell me if you know anything about this tense. It's called present perfect tense. Yes, it's a grammar rule. And as you know, when we come to study grammar rules, we know about the rule, the tense, the formation of the tense, and the usage. But today we are going to do this in a different and new way. First, I want you to answer the following question. Read it. Yes, excellent. Have you traveled to any country before? I want you to read the question again and try to answer. Have you traveled to any country before? Yes. So some of you will answer, yes, I have traveled to a country before. And some other guys of you will answer, no, I haven't traveled to any country before. Excellent. This is because the question starts with have. Have you traveled to, or have whatever? So the answer should be yes, I have, or no, I haven't. And this is the beginning from where we are going to study our rule today. Yes, I have, or no, I haven't. Now we are coming to the most joyful part of today's lesson. I want you to read this story and answer the following questions. And also pay attention to the highlighted words. When you are reading this story, pay attention to the highlighted words. Yes, you have 2 minutes now to read the story, and then you're going to go to the question part and answer the 2 questions. And it's not difficult because the answer you will find in the story. So let's read it together. Roger and Melinda have owned their sailboat for 10 years. During that time, they have sailed together many times. Focus. They have sailed to lots of places. They have sailed on the Pacific Ocean. They have also sailed to the Atlantic Ocean. However, they have never sailed to the Arctic Ocean or Indian Ocean. Roger and Melinda love to travel in their sailboat. So now we have finished reading the story and we have focused on the highlighted words اللي هم have owned, have sailed, have never sailed. Then I want you to answer the following questions. For how many years Roger and Melinda owned their sailboat? What is the meaning of this question? It asks about the period or the time Roger and Melinda owned their sailboat. For how many years? For how many years they owned their sailboat? The answer is here. They have owned their sailboat for 10 years. This is the answer. Now, I want you to focus on the form of the question and the form of the answer. Have owned. Okay, now move to the next question. On which oceans have Roger and Melinda sailed? On which oceans? Again, you will find the answer in the story. They have sailed to lots of places. هم إيه بقى؟ They have sailed to the Pacific Ocean. They have also sailed to the Atlantic Ocean. يبقى دول الأوشنز that Roger and Melinda have sailed to. Until this moment, you don't understand what are we doing. Yes? Okay. This is like, you know, a preparation for your mind to know the form or the formation of the tense. Move to the next slide and you will be more attended with me, or you will be more graspable of this tense. The next question, I want you to choose the correct answer from the story, and I am sure that you are remembering the words we read. So when I ask you, Roger and Melinda have owned their sailboat for 10 years, which one of these two tenses you found in the story? We said Roger and Melinda have owned, or in the story it was mentioned that Roger and Melinda just owned without have their sailboat for 10 years. Do you remember? Okay, I'll give you time to think. Now move to the next question. They have sailed to lots of places, or they just sailed to lots of places. I will give you a minute to think about it. From the story we read minutes ago, did you find this form of tense or this form? The verb was mentioned in the story was have owned or was owned. Excellent, it was have owned. And in this question, it was have sailed. And this means that this is the form of the sentence we are, the tense we are talking about, which is the past perfect, the present perfect tense. The present perfect tense. Now let's move to the next slide. We come now to the formation of the present perfect. The formation means from what this tense formed of. When we read in the story, we found this sentence, Roger and Melinda have owned their sailboat for 10 years. So now focus on these two words, have owned, have owned, have owned. So now you notice that the tense formation is from the word have and the verb own plus ed. Let's move to the next sentence. Roger has owned his sailboat for 10 years. Now we have the verb has and own plus ed. I want you now to guess what is the difference between these two sentences. I will not tell you. I want you to guess what is the difference between the two sentences. I'll give you 2 minutes to think. Excellent. The difference is the word have and the word has. So let me tell you, we use have when it comes with plural subjects, and we use has when it comes with a singular subject. Excellent. So now we know that the present perfect tense, we found have or has. So when we use have and when we use have, we use, has. This is what we are going to know in the next slide. Any sentence in the present perfect tense will be formed of the subject plus have or has and the past participle. What is past participle? Do you know? Does any one of you know? Yes, excellent. The past participle is the third form of the verb. We will come to this later. Now let us focus here that with plural subjects, and I know you are smart kids and you know what is plural subject is. Plural subject is these pronouns, I, we, you, and they. Those plural subjects, when it comes in a sentence, we use have with them. Okay, let's move to the singular subjects now. The singular subjects are the pronouns he, she, or it. When we found he, she, or it in a sentence, we use has with them. And of course, the past participle verb or the past participle form of the verb is founded here or here. Let's move to the next slide now. This is the definition of the past participle. It's a third form of the verb. For example, the past participles of regular verbs are usually formed by adding the suffix ed, for example, like learn, learned, or another form of the past participle verbs is the irregular verb. The past participles of irregular verbs have numerous endings like kneel becomes knelt. Okay, so in the verbs we have two forms. We have the regular form verbs and the irregular verb forms. In the regular verbs, we always add the suffix of ed to the verb. The verb plus ed. The verb plus ed. This is the past participle form of the verbs in the regular form. And then we have the irregular verb. Like, what we are adding to the irregular verb, it's not a base thing that we add like the suffix ed. No, we have numerous endings. We have a lot of endings. So what we are going to do in order to know all the forms of the irregular verbs in the past participle tenses, unfortunately, we have to memorize them. We have a list of the irregular verbs and we have to memorize them. We have to keep them by heart, you know. So we list them and we just repeat them and use them in like so many sentences. So we memorize them as I told you. Now let's move to the next slide. Oh, okay. This is the meaning of the tense. This is the most important part in this lesson. Roger and Melinda have owned their sailboat for 10 years. What do you understand from these sentences? This sentence, in this sentence, we found the meaning of the tense, of the present perfect tense. Roger and Melinda have owned their sailboat for 10 years. What does this mean? This means that they owned their sailboat like 10 years ago and now they don't own it? No, of course not. This means that from 10 years ago, they have a sailboat and now still they own it. And this is the core meaning of the tense. We use it to describe an action that started in the past and continues in the present. You know, like for example, I have lived in Saudi Arabia since 2020. This means that I'm still in Saudi Arabia until this moment I'm talking to you. They have sailed to lots of places. This means that they are already traveling to lots of places until this moment. So we agree that in the past, the present perfect tense, we always use it to describe an action. An action, it usually refers to verbs, you know? So we use it to describe an action that started in the past, but still have an effect in the present, like these two examples. Let's move to the next slide. Okay. This is a very important part. In this part, I usually make a controlled practice. And a controlled practice means that I make the student, practice this grammar rule that we have explained under control of me. So let's do it. Now, I ask you to answer these questions, these two questions, so I know if you grasped the rule or not. Choose the correct answer. I did or have traveled overseas. Yes, excellent. I have traveled overseas. Okay. Mm-mm. She has read or have read that book. Hmm. Excellent. She has read. And we choose has here because not have, and has read or have read, both of them are are present perfect tense. But we choose has because she is a singular subject. Excellent. Now we go to the last slide, which is the free practice. And in this part, I let the student practice the rule he learned in a free way. So I'm sure now he is of a full understanding of the grammar rule we have studied. And the practice tells you to think of one of the following, either movie, story, or a book and you should know well in order to have more ideas and sentences to talk about, and write down some notes. Then tell your colleague about it using the present perfect tense. And that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching.